What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony 2 Times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to like, comment, share. Definitely watch the video to the end. Let's get right into it. Sometimes in the narcotics game, hustlers get big, to the point it becomes a family legacy. In the trenches all over the world, it's kingpins trying to grind for a better life. But in the trenches of West Kingston, Jamaica, a group rose their way to so much power, they had the whole community and political ties. On this episode of Hood Tales, we will be discussing Christopher Michael Cope and the Jamaica Shower Posse. Christopher was born in Kingston, Jamaica in 1969. He was the youngest son of parents Lester Lloyd Cope and Patricia Haley Burton, and had a younger sister and brother. Christopher's father was a well-known shotter in Jamaica. Lester Cope, also known as Jim Brown, is a founder of a vicious group of men called the Shower Posse. Lester and his co-founder Vivian Blake controlled most of the narcotics trade in Jamaica in the 80s and 90s, allegedly moving weight of coke and grass all over Jamaica and into the United States. Over the years, the gang gained a violent reputation for not showing mercy in the streets, allegedly dropping more than 1,000 bodies in the 80s and 90s in Jamaica and in parts of the US. The area of the Tivoli Gardens neighborhood in West Kingston is in the slums and had high levels of poverty. This is where the Cope family ruled and lived, getting money and trying to take care of their people in their community. Even though the neighborhood was rough, with Christopher's father's hustle, he obtained wealth to give Christopher and his siblings the good life, luxury, and private schools. But during the course of growing up, the Cope family took losses in the streets as well and made enemies. Christopher's sister was hit and killed in 1987, and his brother in 2004. Eventually, Lester Cope and his second in command, Vivian Blake, will be charged in Jamaica on drug trafficking and murder charges in 1990, along with some other key players of the Shower Posse. But 2 years into the trial, Christopher's father, Lester Jim Brown Cope, would die in a Jamaican prison cell in a mysterious fire. This would start a whole new chapter of the Shower Posse. With Christopher knowing the ins and outs of the operation, he stepped into his father's role at the young age of just 23 years old. Christopher developed himself as a community leader in the Tivoli Gardens area where he grew up by giving money to the residents, creating employment and community centers for the youth. Christopher quickly gained widespread support in the community, to the point the Jamaican police had to ask permission from the Shower Posse and Christopher to enter the Tivoli Gardens. With money being made in the community on his side, Christopher had it on lock, even being tied into political leaders. But with a history of drug trafficking and violence, in 2009, the United States asked Jamaica to help in the extradition of Christopher on drug trafficking charges. Bruce Golding, the Prime Minister of Jamaica at the time and the leader of the Jamaican Labour Party, refused to extradite Christopher at first, claiming the US used wiretaps and evidence with no warrants. But as time went on, to avoid conflict, the Jamaican government agreed. Following the news, Christopher's community and supporters began protesting and arming themselves. And in May 2010, the national government placed Kingston under a state of emergency. After a series of shootings and firebombings, the Tivoli Gardens community helped to hide Christopher and was willing to go to war with the Jamaican authorities and the military. They would launch a major operation to arrest Christopher by late May 2010. At least 76 people were hit and killed. Between Christopher's supporters and Jamaican authorities, most action being in the Tivoli Gardens, things would be hectic in the streets. Then Christopher decided to turn himself in to the US Embassy in Kingston, but he was stopped during a routine roadblock, and Christopher disguised as a young lady, was detained, and the community was outraged. But after what happened to his father, Christopher agreed to be extradited to the US for his safety. He was eventually convicted and sentenced to 23 years in a US federal prison. After decades of the Cope family ruling the community and lives lost, the Jamaican government was happy to put an end to the Shower Posse. But the community had different feelings. More of this story, some hustle out of greed, some hustle out of poverty and no options. In a third world country with the poor not having a chance, the Cope family was seen as heroes. But you can never get too big for the police, no matter where you at. So remember, we gotta succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Man, crazy story, you feel me? Shout out Jamaica, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure y'all heard about the Shower Posse, you know. I just really wanted to touch on Christopher. I'll probably do another episode on the whole Shower Posse, because allegedly they was getting super active in Jamaica. And like I said, man, the Cope family, you feel me, they had generational kind of money, you feel me? They had decades in the streets, you know, from his father to his brother. You know, they say their whole family was allegedly involved in the gang. And you know, basically what Christopher was saying, the reason he did allow America to take him, because what happened to his father in that prison cell, you know, they real political in Jamaica. I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all seen Shatters. I know that's just a movie, but a lot of the gangsters got political ties. And a lot of people said with Lester, when he went to prison, Christopher father, they saying, you feel me, it was an inside hit, you know, for somebody to set the jail cell on fire, man. So it get deep. But yeah, he got 23 years, you know. They ain't really get him on the bodies how they was trying to get his father in the original Shower Posse on, but they pretty much got him on trafficking from the US to Jamaica and stuff like that, you know what I mean? 23 years in the feds, you know, that's a long time, but it's not a life sentence, you know. It's people that come home after that kind of time and still have lives, you know. But the community, that's what got me. The community was rocking with them. They was willing to even go to war, whereas those 76 people lost their life. That go to show you what kind of influence he had, because at the end of the day, you don't get that kind of influence by just doing people dirty. So he had to be showing some kind of love. There's some kind of truth to that. And when people in poverty and they look at you like a hero, you give it back. You ain't just taking. And then you got the government, who they feel like was really not for the people. So they was really rocking with Christopher harder than they was with the government. Crazy situation, man. You feel me? Rest in peace to all them people that lost their lives during this situation. But that's just how it be. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes, man. But it's interesting to see a family in a third world country had that kind of power in the streets. You feel me? I don't know what's going on in Jamaica nowadays, you know what I mean? I ain't got no sources from there, but y'all let me know how y'all feel about this video. Be sure to like, comment, share. Definitely, you feel me, hit me up on IG at _Tony 2 times for video ideas. Love y'all, fam. I'm out.